Hello everybody and welcome back to the shop. Big day, big couple days. Put a couple of coats of epoxy on this boat. I'm going fiberglass less. So this is just straight up fiberglass, straight up epoxy on the boat. I cut the epoxy 40% with acetone, making it super liquid and extremely low viscosity, and so the wood soaked it right up, and then did a couple layers of that. So because I have ribs on this boat, the ribs really give it the structure I need. I just want scuff resistance and whatever. Some advice if you're doing something like that. It's kind of interesting. It's the wood soaks it up really well. I'm gonna wind up painting this, so I have never really been too worried about strip color or whatever. But if you have any epoxy, so basically I've been backfilling in all of the screw holes with epoxy and sawdust, or wood flour as they call it in the industry. But anyways, so it's very obvious there's little blush marks anywhere where epoxy has been applied to the wood and it has not been sanded back down to straight up wood. So that is something you do want to be careful of. So I'm pretty close to doing one final sand before I apply my primer and paint. I'm going to paint it blue with some yacht enamel, and then I'm going to prime it first. I assume that this would take epoxy fairly well. I'm going to double check this, that this does take epoxy. I'm pretty sure that I checked that, but it would be pretty on brand if I did not check that. But I mean, I guess this says if it was preceded by fiberglass, then I would have to imagine that it was fiberglass plus epoxy, not just simply fiberglass. That would be not the best boat if it was fiberglass only, wouldn't it? So at this point, yeah, so you can see some scuff marks where I have scraped. I had a couple drips. So right now I'm just trying to take stuff back down to the surface, or to a smooth surface if there's any run lines. I've been rolling, followed by tipping in with the foam brush. But I guess the one thing I want to do with this video is just to say card scraper is your magic eraser for this stuff. It will remove tiny layers little bit by little bit, and leave you with a nice smooth finish. Well, smooth being smooth to the touch, which is going to be invisible to the eye once you don't have the flashing that scraping gives you. So obviously this isn't very glossy anymore now that it's been scraped. One more coat of epoxy or a coat of varnish or whatever is going to even that all out, and that flashing is going to be gone. So I've just kind of been going around here, smoothing things out. Let's see what's visible in the camera. Okay, here's a good spot. Couple kind of uneven drip marks. I think I don't know. I think it's been kind of being absorbed by that seam there. But let's see. And if it looks like I'm removing a lot, I really am not. you know, and where you're scraping away is a low point or is a high point, and where there's still some remaining stuff is a low point. So you're able to come back and you know, tip in with some epoxy and smooth things out. And if you have like little specks around here, same thing. This'll it's a lot easier to do it when you're you know, right-handed and not trying to use your left hand. Here, let me switch over. A little bit more till we're smooth the touch. There. That's where you're using, like, you know, a sharp radius for little point spots, and then, you know, flat to just make sure that there's no catching over the whole part of it works. And then if you have a nice long run, you know, you can run down the entirety of the long run, run along that spine until, you know, you can tell you're getting down to the surrounding epoxy. Another coat later and you will never know the difference. So anyways, you know, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, that's long enough to chat. Yeah, so that's all there. I did get this 610 grinder working. It is kind of scary when this thing is spooled up and running. A 10-inch buffer and a 10-inch steel wheel. Yeah, let me tell you what, that's a big boy grinder. It's a lot bigger than my Harbor Freight Special with some CBN wheels. So, alrighty, that's around 7 minutes. Thanks for watching. And as always, happy woodworking. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.